Hey guys, it's Barney here, back for another video, and today I have the long-awaited review of the Lenovo Yoga Tab 3 Plus. This is one of four, I believe, of the Yoga Tab 3 in the Yoga Tab 3 line. You have the Yoga Tab 3 Standard in the 8 and 10 inch, and then you have the Yoga Tab 3 Plus, which is this model, and the Yoga Tab 3 Pro. Now, I will cover the differences of the standard 10 inch, the Plus and the Pro in a while. But first I will get down to the Plus, my experience, the basics of the build construction and all that good stuff. But if we get any, before we get any further in the video, if you like this review at any point and you do find it helpful, please make sure to go ahead and drop this video a like, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new. So kicking it off with the design, we do have an all plastic body design. We have a 10.1 inch Quad HD display at 2560 by 1600, and down the bottom we have the Lenovo logo just there. Here we do get a 5 megapixel front facing camera, and then moving further down we have 4 JBL speakers within here by Harman, and then of course Lenovo's back that up with the Dolby Atmos app, which Lenovo chucks in with every Lenovo device, tablet they have. The bottom we have a aluminium kickstand. Now I'm not too sure if I would have liked the whole tablet to be aluminium or not. It might have avoided this little knock I've got here, but this is 6 months of use, and it's held up pretty well. That's probably the only minor knock I've got. I do not use screen protectors on my devices. Especially tablet devices, I don't use screen protectors, and it's again held up very well, very few minor scratches. And then the kickstand itself, I believe, if you can see, there's a little scrape there, and there is also a scrape just there, if you can see, a little bit of a chip just there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the build, the plastic and then the aluminium design there. Of course, if we do flip it over to the back, we get a faux leather design here on the back with the yoga logo just there, and then we get a 13 megapixel rear camera, and then the kickstand here, which you just press the button, it flips it open, and underneath that is the micro SD card slot, which it does support up to 128 gigabytes of micro SD, SDHC and SDXC. I believe that's the 3 different SD cards. The side of the device we have your volume rocker and the power button, along with the USB Type-C port. The power button and the volume rocker, they are textured, which is very nice. And also underneath the power button, or around the power button should I say, it does have an LED notification light. This lights up when powering on the device, charging, and of course when you get notifications. And then moving around to the other side, we get your microphone and the 3.5mm headphone jack just there. The tablet does have a 9300 milliamp hour battery, which Lenovo are claiming 18 hours of battery life, which is pretty much accurate. I get around a day and a half use, depending on how heavy usage you are doing with it, depending on what apps as well, because certain apps do use more battery life than others. I'm a very heavy user with my tablet, more so than my mobile phone, and this holds up well. I can last a day and a half. Again though, if it is heavy usage and depending on the apps, I can make it a full day, so it's good on that front. USB Type-C, as I mentioned, it does support quick charge, but you do have to use the included charger. If you use a third-party charger, it actually gives you a notification saying use our charger and you will get your faster charge. The charge time is around an hour and 45, maybe 2 hours. Of course, it is 9300 milliamp hours. It's got a charge up there. So the front of the device, as you can see, I am, for the purpose of this video, running the Lenovo launcher, which is a very clean launcher, as you can see. This is their little weather app on the side here. I do have a few benchmark apps to do some speed tests. It may be in another video, so this video doesn't go on too long. We have some folders. So you have your Google folder, then the Lenovo folder with a few Lenovo apps, and then of course you can make your own folders to put things in there. And then we get the Chrome and the Play Store, and here I do have the Lenovo launcher app because I do prefer to use a custom launcher, so that is the go-to one I use. So if we just click that very quickly, that is what my set looks like. And then if you go into the app drawer, that's how the Nova launcher looks. Well, Nova launcher stopped. Very nice. And then if we go back to the home screen of the Lenovo launcher, this is their app drawer. Again, very clean. I actually prefer Lenovo's app drawer. As you can see, if we open that up again, very nice because it has the background wallpaper of what you have. So it's in my opinion, it's a cleaner looking launcher there and an app drawer, as opposed to the Nova launcher. You have this black background. The apps are more cluttered together, I suppose. The app ratio is smaller. If we go back to Lenovo launcher, as you can see, the applications, the ratio there are a lot more bolder if you look at the app drawer button just there. So very clean launcher, no problems whatsoever with it. If we dive into the settings very quick and go to About Tablet. Now, as I mentioned in the unboxing, when this released, the Android 7.0 released around the same time. So I did mention that I would have liked Android 7.0. However, it never has gotten the update. As you can see, I'm still running Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow, and the Android security patch, my last one was back in February. So it is very far behind in terms of updates, but that's what you get from Lenovo. They are very lackluster in support there. However, they do a great job with their tablets. They don't really fall short without these updates. It's running Marshmallow. There's still some other devices, of course, that are still going to be running Marshmallow, so it's not too much of a bad point there. The Lenovo AnyPen does not work on the Yoga Tab 3 Plus. The stylus is only in the standard 10-inch and 8-inch Lenovo Tab, so the AnyPen app will not work. Audio sync issues, I did get questions about that. If you are unaware of what audio sync is, it's just if you're watching a video, say someone's talking, the mouth is moving, and then a couple seconds later the sound is delayed. I've never experienced that issue, and from what I've read, Lenovo did fix that problem, so that isn't going to occur anymore. However, I never experienced it, so it's a good job for me. Other things to cover: very good multitasking. It does have 3 GB of RAM, so very good there. And of course, I said 128 GB of micro SD card support, and it does have 32 GB of internal storage, as opposed to this standard, which has 16 GB. So if we just pull up very quickly the spec sheet between the three, we have the Lenovo Yoga Tab 3 Plus is the lightest of the three. It has the medium-sized battery at 9,300 milliamps. The standard has 8,400, and the Pro has 10,200. All feature a 10.1-inch display, of course, but the standard only has a HD display at 1280 by 800, whereas both the Plus and the Pro are running a Quad HD display at 2560 by 1600 and 299 pixels per inch. all run slightly different processors. The Tab 3 Plus, on this spec sheet here, it's just saying octa-core. The standard is 1.3 gigahertz quad core, and then the Pro is 2.24 gigahertz quad core. If I just bring up CPU on here, and if I try and find out what we actually have, so the processor isn't the processor design, the Cortex A53, 64-bit, of course. CPU cores 5 times 1401 millihertz. Not really sure and all that kind of stuff, but it is running Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset. It's the Qualcomm Snapdragon 625, which is of course their mid-range chipset, if you like. It's a very good chipset. It's kind of like the old Qualcomm Snapdragon 801, which was used in flagship devices. It performs around the same as that, if not a little better. A lot more tidied up, of course. As I mentioned, we do get 3 gigs of RAM with the Plus. You only get in 2 gigabytes of RAM with the Pro, which, looking at the spec sheet between the Pro and the Plus, the Pro you're paying you're paying $349, and the Plus you're paying $299 or $249, depending if it's on a sale. And you're actually getting some better specs on the Plus than you are the Pro. So I'm not too sure really why it's such a high price point for the Pro. I understand back when it was released, but recently, within the 6 months of having the Tab 3 Plus, it's like I said, it's been on sale for $249, or it goes up to its full price of $299. The Lenovo Pro, Tab 3 Pro, it's never really dropped from its $349 price tag. So it is, of course, the better option to go with the Tab 3 Plus. Again, as I said, internal storage, both the Plus and Pro have 32 gigabytes, the standard only having 16. All support up to 128 gigabytes of microSD card support. Both, again, the Plus and Pro have the same 13 megapixel camera. The standard, however, only has an 8 megapixel camera, and that is for the main camera entirely. It's on a swivel, so if you want front facing pictures, you're getting an 8 megapixel along with the rear pictures. Front facing camera on both the Pro and Plus, again, 5 megapixel. Operating Android 6.0.1, of course, with the Plus, and then Lenovo standard Tab 3 and Pro Tab 3 are still running on Lollipop 5.1. So yeah, they're pretty much all similar-ish, apart from the Plus. You are getting the newer Android OS, an extra gig of RAM, so it's helping with the multitasking. So in my opinion, it's the better option. It's also got IP certified IP52, I think, which is splash resistant. So this has the splash resistant. It's not waterproof, so you can't go dunking it in water, but it will take on splashes. But apart from that, solid tablet. Really do enjoy it. As I said, 6 months of use. Really happy with it. Even though the lack of updates, I'm still happy with the tablet. Now, another bad point with the updates is the Dolby Atmos app. Now, if I open this app for you guys, it is on, I think. This is where I'm not too sure. Yes, it's on. Now, a slight problem I have with this app, when you're listening to music or you're watching films or YouTube videos, whatever it might be in terms of sound, sometimes it does drop off. You can have it, say, a quite high volume, and then all of a sudden it goes quiet. The volume goes down to mid-range, and then if you bring up the Dolby Atmos app, it's actually turned off. Now, this Dolby Atmos app, it has that problem throughout all Lenovo tablets. I've experienced it on other tablets from Lenovo. I don't know why, and I don't know why they don't decide to update it when it has these issues. Apart from that, when it is working, it's pretty good. However, the Equalizer slider, if it's not going to do nothing when you're not playing music, but if you're playing music or something and you want to add more bass, etc., it doesn't really save those changes which is quite an annoyance, of course. So that's pretty much it. My downside for this tablet is the Dolby Atmos app and Lenovo's lack of updates, really. The screen quality is fantastic, of course, Quad HD. Battery life is superb. It runs really well. You get plenty of hours use out of it. Charging is very quick. If you use the included charger, if you're using a third-party charger, of course, you're not going to get that fast charge. And yeah, great specs, great price. If you want to see any benchmarks, I will do the benchmarks for you. So just let me know down in the comments and I'll bring that video. I'll do like a speed test on it and the Geekbench, of course, all that good stuff. And of course, stay tuned because I will be doing the unboxing and review of the Lenovo Tab 4 Plus, which is the upgrade model to this. I'll also do a comparison side by side with this and that Tab 4, so you can see which is better. Now the Tab 4, the only thing that's put me off with the Tab 4 is screen quality. It's running full HD, whereas the Tab 3 Plus is, of course, Quad HD. So that's probably the only difference. And a slightly small battery. So you got those differences. However, I will be getting the tablet to share with you guys in an unboxing, review, and comparison to this. So that's pretty much it for the review of this tablet. As I mentioned, perfect screen, perfect battery life. Things what I've been asked, like the AnyPen app, no, on this particular tablet it does not work. However, it will work on the standard 10-inch and 8-inch. The 8-inch model, I believe, is running, I don't know if I've mentioned this, it's running on the Windows or Linux operating system. It's not running Android. That's the only difference with the 8-inch. But yeah, check it out. $299 or $249 on deal prices. Perfect tablet, one of the best at its price. It's probably better than some of those that are even higher priced. I know the Lenovo Yoga Tab 2 A10, which I had before this, the A1070, I was always waiting for a tablet that was just as good as that, or better, and of course this does the job. So again, if you really did enjoy this video, guys, and I was helpful enough in the review, make sure to go ahead and drop a like. Subscribe if you are new. Sorry for the review being late and a little bit long. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.